I'm sorry for not uploading a video last week. I've been sick and my tripod broke. I'm sorry you guys would know that if I had been uploading my vlogs. I'm so sorry about that too. But yeah, I've had a fever for the past 3 days and I'm trying to get past all this and blah, so So I was gonna do my Disney bound today, but I figured since it happens to be New Year's Day and it's, well, yeah, of course, it's the start of the new year, I figured I'd look back on my year and then go over my resolutions that I have. But I promise that my monthly Disney bound will be up next week and ready for you guys to see all the stuff that I bought and all the presents that I bought for other people. So, let's get started with 2014. I started off the year in the Philippines, like, I had, I guess, my first New Year's there, because then I was in the sky for like 2 more. I was heading back to California, but I was currently living in Illinois, so yeah, I had multiple New Year's to watch out for. So I spent one of them starting off in the Philippines, and I think the other 2 I was up in the air. Then right after that, like once I got back to school, I went ahead and chopped my hair off. And I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but I literally have had the same hair length / style / cut since the 7th grade. After that, I actually, well, it was before that, but it was officially happened. I joined my first university's collegiate choir. So that was the first time I've ever actually been in a choir, and it was a really big step for me to sing with a whole bunch of people around me, and they had to listen to me too to be able to sing, and I learned so much from that experience. It was insane. I'm extremely grateful for the choir instructor that we had. She taught me so many things, and now every time I'm singing I always think of her and what I'm doing wrong so that I'm able to correct myself and sound better. Then I went ahead, I guess this was also before, but I signed up for my first ever theater class. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. I thought it'd be a fun, quote-unquote easy A class, and well, I guess it was technically an easy A because I participated the whole entire time. I talked a whole bunch, and that was one of the classes that actually got me to speak my mind more, I guess you could say, and I was constantly raising my hand. I enjoyed myself so much, and it was just one of the best experiences that I ever had. She's literally one of my favorite professors. Well, taking the theater and the choir course, they both got me into the first play that I ever performed in. It was nerve-wracking, but I got to be a not important role. It was a side role, of course. It wasn't even one of the named fairies, but I was a fairy in the play of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. Soon after that, I think it was towards the end of January that I found out I was accepted to the university that I'm currently attending. After that, the next thing I did was going away with my choir group to Indiana. We spent about a week there singing at churches and schools for recruiting and, well, just for a choir. It was a choir tour. And then, of course, I made it through my first play ever. It was extremely nerve-wracking, and it still astounds me that I was able to do it. After that, right before finals hit, my friends and I, we were convinced by one of my theater friends to go to C2E2. So 2 of my roommates and myself, we went to C2E2. We cosplayed as zombies because there was a whole Walking Dead thing, and we got to meet Chandler Rigg, the kid that plays Carl, and it was really exciting. We were zombies and he was standing in between us. And then after that, of course, finals came up, and I did pretty spanking well. My theater final came up, and I was completely nervous because this was real acting. I had to act a scene with another girl in my class. And it wasn't just me fluttering around like a fairy. It was from the same play. I believe I was Helena, or was I Hermia? I can't remember which one I was, but yeah, we were Helena and Hermia in a scene, and I had to literally, we started from the entrance of the theater, and I had to scream and run to the stage in heels and in a dress. I don't know why I chose that as my costume, and then I had to go ahead and pack up all my things from my dorm in Illinois, take it to Indiana, and I didn't get to leave it there, because that's what I did last year, or the year before that, when I was transitioning for the summer. I left it at my Nana's house, and I just kept it in storage over there, but I had to take this stuff home with me because I wasn't going to school there anymore. And then once I got to Indiana, I woke up one morning and checked my phone to look at my grades, and one of the best things ever happened. It was the first time I had gotten straight A's since the 6th grade. Once I got back, I did a lot of couch sitting. One of the most amazing accomplishments that I have ever been able to actually achieve is the fact that I actually started driving. I am semi-used to driving at this point, and I'm really, really proud of myself. Once my best friend Sarah got back, of course you guys know her, Sherbert, from my last video, we had to, you know, put together this cosplay that I'm so extremely proud of. She was able to come up with the idea and make Totoro and Cat Bus from My Neighbor Totoro into a dress, and it was the cutest thing ever. I'll put a picture right here for you guys to see the cosplays that Sarah and I did. But that was the first, well, I guess technically second, but I'm gonna call it my official first, where it was completely handmade. Sarah's mom helped us, of course, which I'm really, really grateful. But like, it came out of her head and it came out of our hands, and it was amazing to see that we were able to make something like that. And then after AX, I had to go ahead and jump into work. It was my first, I guess, real life job. And then during that frame of work, I spent a day at San Diego Comic-Con for, I think, the third year now? And then, of course, summer had to go ahead and come to its end, and I made it through a semester at a school that is ginormous compared to my first university, and I was able to make friends. I don't know if you guys understand how hard that is for me, but if my one friend, Crystal, you guys met her, if she hadn't said Disney in something in our first conversation, or I guess like our first outside of class conversation, we wouldn't be as close as we are now. And then, of course, Sarah, Eddie, and I were able to go ahead and endorse in our own passes, and then Crystal went ahead and joined us in that as well. And I've been to Disneyland more times than I can even imagine. Well, after that, of course, I was accepted into the Disney College program, which I'm really, really excited about. One of the last things is that I was able to make it through this year with not knowing any people, without knowing the map of the campus. I was able to manage a 3.5. I know it's not a 4.0, but being that I was completely stressed out, extremely afraid, had several mental breakdowns, I was still able to manage a 3.5. I moved out of my not my old place. I guess technically right now it'd be considered my old place, the place that I started filming these videos at. And I guess that's another achievement of this year too, is that I've finally started these videos when I've been wanting to do this for so long. I literally had a video up since my freshman year of college, but I wanted to do this since high school. And here I am. I'm finally doing it. And then lastly, it snowed last night. It's unbelievable. I guess technically since it's New Year's, time's off, but on New Year's Eve, in the desert, in Southern California, it snowed last night. Here's a picture of me and the snowman. Here's the snowman, and I don't know, maybe over here are some nice pictures of how it looks outside. Yeah, but anyways, let's go ahead and get to the resolutions that I'm going to have for next year. This is the first time that I'm going to actually have a resolution since, like, I don't know, the 4th grade. Here goes to a list of stuff that I'm going to be doing for 2015. So my first resolution would be that I'm going to try to make these videos at least every other week. If I don't get it up weekly, that's okay, but if I don't get it every other week, I'm going to, yeah. And another thing that I want to do for myself really has to do with my creative outlets. I want to take a picture once a day, and then hopefully what I'm gonna try to do is draw something maybe once a month or every other week. Just even if it's a doodle, maybe I'll do it once a week. I'll just try to doodle something just for the heck of it. That also goes for writing. I used to write a whole bunch, and I haven't been able to do that, or I just don't sit down and do it. I literally spend so much time watching Netflix, it's not even funny. And there's a thing that I was gonna do. or I'm going to start doing it. I don't know if I'm going to do it daily or just when I want to remember stuff, like for, I guess, maybe I'll do this annually, and another video like this where I'm going to go ahead and get a jar and fill it with little notes about stuff good stuff that I want to remember that happened, so that when I do this or I look back on the year, I feel good about the year. I guess the last thing for me is just not sit on my butt anymore, to try to get out there. Well, I guess that's all I really have to say for this video. Happy New Year, you guys. I hope this one will be a good one, and bye.